Hey everybody, this is the One Lane Road podcast with Lucas and DK. I got DK on the phone with me tonight. Just wanted to give DK a call and let's talk through kind of what we did this week.
Yeah, Lucas and I went over this past Friday and did a interview like everybody kind of been wanting to hear with the senior boys and girls, along with Coach Edwards, to kind of give a preview of this up-and-coming season. And unfortunately, we run into some echoing problems in the room, and Lucas has worked diligently all weekend to try to get this the best quality possible to you guys to listen to. So
I apologize for it getting so long to get out there. There's a lot trying to clear it up. I wanted to make sure everybody's personalities come through. I wanted to make sure everybody got their time and try to get as clear of audio as I could on everybody. Still a little rough in a few patches, but I think you get the gist of it. Just hang in there and listen to it, and I think you'll enjoy it.
That's right. We just want to make sure there's no first-time listeners that's listening and thinking we're putting bad quality out. We're trying to do the best we can here, and Lucas has worked on it, and the players got more comfortable as the interview went on, and we're very proud of the process we had with these guys. And so stick with us and sit back and enjoy the interview.
All right, everybody, here it is, the Clay County High School basketball teams.
Hey guys, we're coming to you live today from Clay County High School. We got the senior class boys and the senior class girls here with us. The girls are going to jump in just a minute. So if you guys want to, Lucas, you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, welcome to the show, boys. How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
I seen y'all scrimmaging the girls a while ago. I hate to say it looked like the girls were ahead a little bit whenever I was out there. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, y'all want to introduce yourselves one by one?
My name is Dawson Russell.
Brady Smith, Ricky, Brady Moss.
Loud, boisterous fellas.
Yeah. And we got the coach of the boys here, Mr. Rob Edwards again.
I'm back for a second.
Back for a second, helping of the show. Well, we wanted to come up here today and kind of get to know you boys. I want everybody to get to know you a little bit. You know, y'all are real exciting. Rob really hyped y'all up, so I got a lot to live up to. So, what do y'all think of the year? Dawson, what do you think? How's it going to go this year?
This year should be going good.
Mm-hmm.
We should be pretty good since last year. Hopefully we keep up to good work last year too.
Yeah. I hear they call you a visa nowadays for taking on charges. How many charges are you going to take this year?
Hopefully a bunch.
Hopefully all of them, right?
Nobody ever wants to take a charge. What does that say about you to want to be that garbage guy, kind of take those charges?
I just like hustling. Jump on this ball and take charges. So.
That's what me and Lucas, that we were so untalented, that's all we could do was take charges.
Yeah, but I couldn't jump on them right. I just kind of fell on top of them and it rolled around a little bit. That's kind of all that happened whenever I was out there.
So, Peyton, you kind of the sharpshooter of the bunch?
You're going to bust them threes this year, huh?
Hey, you got pretty hot a couple games that I come to last year. I made the mistake of sitting next to your daddy on the time. He gets pretty wild, don't he, during these games? You ever hear him out there? It took me a little while to figure out who he was. When you got there, he was like, "Come on now." He was talking to some boy from Jackson County. He's like, "Come on now, Brown. You know you fouled. Come on now." He's talking about his first name. I can't remember. Kobe. Hey, come on, Kobe. You know you made that foul. Come on now. I've been knowing you since you was 10. You know you fouled him. And I couldn't figure out. And he started getting pretty proud when you started knocking those threes down. So I like to see the excitement over here. Y'all boys have really got this place excited. And
Really
a lot of it has to do with this boy right in front of me, Tyreek. What about all the hype that you guys are bringing to this town? This is the most excitement been here in years and years.
Pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, you guess so. You got a big year this year, and then big news for next year, right? Yeah. What do you think you're going to do this year? You're going to impress them? You're going to try to get it out there, huh?
You could just take the year off since you already got your scholarship. You could just
set it out, not even worry about it. Just practice all year long.
Rob didn't.
Yeah, you don't think about that.
Good idea.
Yeah.
We got Quentin Moss Jr. over here. I've never seen a kid look more like their daddy. Anybody in my life.
That's not good.
Yeah. I don't know. Old Quentin's a good-looking guy.
Got weird quick. Right
It did get weird.
What do you bring to the table for the team?
Shooting and defense.
Shooting and defense. See, you're a smart, savvy player, huh? Like to think through the plays while you're out there. Keep everything going. Keep it on track, huh? Well, good deal.
You guys listen to the episode with Rob any? Did y'all go back and listen to his episode?
Yeah.
So you didn't listen to it? I think we're running laps next week. So, well, I mean, this is probably the most hyped team that I'd say Clay County's had. I mean, I've been here with attendance has been so, and it's hard to get a seat in here last year. I mean, you guys really showing out. What y'all plan on doing to build off of that? I mean, who's going to step up? And I think that with Clay on the defensive end, and then John Wayne shooting and Wyatt. I mean, you can't teach size, and Wyatt really was a big presence down low. Who you guys look to this year to fill those absences there?
Gavin should fill Wyatt's role pretty good. But he doesn't have the size as Wyatt, but if he learns how to use his body real well, he'll do it pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seth should fill Clay's role, I believe, on defense, on the defensive aspect.
He's wide open, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
All the time.
All the time.
He don't know a slow down level, does he? I told Rob I used to hate refereeing him because every time he was on the fast break, you knew I hate the charge and block call. And every time he was in the air, you knew he was going to have to call it one or the other, But he's a hustler.
What he just did.
He is for sure a hustler. So
All I'll say is about Seth. He's on the floor, something's going to happen. It's going to be good or it's going to be bad. Something's going to happen.
Well, Dawson, you started last season. You do a lot of things that go unnoticed. How do you do that? Is it just all your hustle that you get out there?
I guess so. I just try to do my best when we get out there.
Well, what's your favorite aspect of the game?
I like the speed that we play.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Like, see Tyreek getting some steals, jamming it,
Yeah,
and we just play the speed.
making a good outlet passes.
Yeah.
So that's why you're out there playing that hard defense to let him get that outlet.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
And I think you're deceiving, when you first glance at you. I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I don't think people would pinpoint you as good a defender as you are. That you really, I think you stuck out there, and that comes with taking the charges and hustling all over the place, and enables like you said, the fast break to get going. But how many assists do you think you averaged last year?
I don't know.
All of them.
Like if you averaged 3, with 3, 4,
Maybe.
it's 3 more than your brother ever had. I promise you.
He does his best.
You get him, James Hatcher, and Casey Farrell on the team, you better be a rebounder. No. So it's nice, like when I seen you passing the ball around, I was like, nah, that's not Williams' brother. Even if you didn't look just like him.
Peyton, you hit a bunch of big shots in some big games last year. Shot 44% from the 3 last season. Had some real big game against Red Bowling last year. So what's your favorite aspect of the game that y'all play?
Playing fast on offense, man.
Yeah.
All the guys we have are kind of small this year, so shoot it all the time. Just never know what's going to happen.
Right. So you've been putting in that work on the 3-point line this year, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody continue to shoot.
Yeah.
So it's like the Golden State Warriors of District 7A.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. And Tyreek, what'd you have last year? 858 points. Is that what you ended up having last year?
I don't even know, honestly.
Don't even remember what you had?
It was 878.
878. Yeah.
I was hoping he'd correct you. Tyreek, all this attention around you, from what we gathered and seen you on the court, you're not really the most look at me guy. But now, how hard is it to stay humble? And I mean, you got big time success here in a small town, and everybody's drinking that Tyreek Kool-Aid right now. What makes you keep the level head?
Just gotta find the best of my ability, get to my head.
You telling me when you steal and go down and you just throw one down, everybody's going crazy. You drop 35 on somebody. You drop a 3 on somebody's face. You tell me you don't have a little bit of
And the next play at the end.
Not me. If I dunk on somebody, everybody, I'm
That'd be the last play I did that game.
I used to dunk on 8-foot rims at Herbert Springs. Pretty big beast on that.
Yeah. They were 7.5, and he could barely do it, but he did it.
Whatever.
And then Braden, your freshman and sophomore year, you was injured. What happened to you in freshman?
I chipped my kneecap.
Chipped your kneecap. How did you manage that?
Playing baseball the first year in junior high.
Catch a ball to the knee or something?
I slid in the second and chipped it on the base or the rock or something. And then playing a pickup game the next year.
Yeah.
And had the exact same injury on the other knee.
Really?
I'm healthy now.
Well, that's good. And so, as a junior, so this is just your second year playing high school ball then?
Okay.
That's good. What's your favorite aspect of what you got going on?
I love the quickness and the work ethic. We work hard every day in practice.
Yeah.
It shows on the floor.
Well, do you feel like you were behind any? Where you had to miss
I
those?
was, yeah.
Yeah. Made a bunch of big strides last year, though, huh?
I worked kind of Try to get better.
Yeah, got that hard work ethic that comes with out here. Good.
What about Rob here? What can y'all say about your coach? Like, is he? How fired up does he get in the dressing room? Y'all ever get scared of him? You ever get scared of him?
Peyton shook his head. Yeah.
If you make a bad decision because you're trying to decide, hopefully you don't scream. Or if you're down by having to get.
Oh, Rob's red right here.
You got anything to add to that, Rob?
I don't understand.
Yeah, they never do. My coaches never remembered it either.
Because they're so mad at you. They don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't consider it.
Right, mate. You're just telling them real emotionally.
Usually the look is worse anyway.
You got that look, got that coach look, right? Yeah.
You know you messed up.
Yeah.
I don't have to scream at these guys.
Yeah.
You know, this whole group, not just these four, but all of these guys, they just want to win. They just want to play hard and win. And, it just makes my job a lot easier.
Right.
You guys are lucky to have a good coach. I mean, I think he's pretty much, known around this part as, I would say, arguably the best coach in the district. And that's just my opinion. I hope my friends from Jackson County don't hear me say that. They got a new coach down there, so I don't know that guy. So, but I'll tell you, y'all, this is the first time last year I'd come to watch you guys because I had to see what all the hype was about, And my father-in-law was really, hyping you up, And I still had that Springer pride a little bit, Herman Springs side of me, to where I was giving him a hard time. You played an awesome game. But he said, son, what'd you think about him? I said, I seen a bunch of Herman Springs kids hitting threes, John Wayne and Dawson. But then I said, no, he's the real deal, I said, I'll come back and watch him. And I tell you, for me, being a coach in Jackson County, the 6th grade team, and then my son going over there, you boys made it hard. You really test my allegiances a few times. So you put me in a bad spot. I would come wearing a Jackson County jacket. But sometimes they're going to hear this and hate me. But I'd be rooting for you guys just because a lot of you guys, like Dawson, I've known since, your sister is basically my age. And William and I have been buddies. And so I've watched you grow up and, know a lot of your parents and refereed you guys in those little leagues, everywhere I've gone. So I really didn't know those kids from Jackson County, right? So, and my wife is from Salina. We'd always get in a fight, every time we come to a game, because she would go sit on Jackson County side. I was, I don't know who you're sucking up to. You're from Salina, not from Herman Springs. We need to root for these guys a little bit, So it was tough, and all my Jackson County people said, we don't ever see DK at a game unless it's Clay County. So I had to listen to that crap all year long, and sorry about that. But so. With Jackson County, or do you think that'll be your biggest rival? Who do you guys each individually consider your biggest rival that you want to beat more than anybody?
Probably Piggy County. Piggy County.
Yeah, they're your
universal, huh? Yeah.
Well, they're all your dad's age.
Yeah.
You're playing 38-year-old men when you play Piggy County. I failed 2nd grade, 6th grade, 8th grade. They helped me back my sophomore year.
It's probably out of this year and maybe Red Bull.
Don't you just hate Red Bowling? We were trained across the bridge to hate you guys. But I hated Red Bowling. Right? What is it about Red Bowling, without getting to any specifics?
They play dirty.
Play dirtier than you do, is what you say?
Hey, that's true. We can shake our head all they want to, but we know they play a little dirty.
Well, what was your favorite game you played last year?
Probably the state game.
State game? About half the day, huh?
That's the
biggest game that's been played around here.
What, that for all you guys? State game?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, same. Full stadium. That's really neat.
Yeah, big stadium too, right?
district and region.
Yeah.
So what about a regular season game? Any that y'all got really fired up for?
Really stand out.
Regular season was pretty boring, I guess.
Yeah. Peyton had the Red Bowling game. Should have been pretty good. 8 of 11 from the 3-point line. That had to have been a good game. Yeah. Well, who's your toughest player to guard? Whenever you go out there to play, what kind of team do you really look out for? Tough players.
Toughest player? I don't really know.
Say average. Big County.
Big County.
He's a good shooter. Unpredictable. Yeah. You got Chase.
Who?
Dawson Abbott from Keegan.
Who was that? Which one was that, Rob?
The one that we guarded. We just chased him around.
Clark Range had that
Try not
talk.
to let him touch the ball.
Clark Range had that tall kid.
Hunter Crouch.
He's a pretty good player too, isn't he?
Yeah, the red-headed left-handed kid.
It's always tough when you got a lefty out there. It's he's probably 6'4" probably. Yeah.
He's a pretty big kid. He's playing at Maryville College.
Okay. I'd be remiss if we didn't admit that those were not our questions. Those two, the toughest player to guard and the favorite game that you played in that was from all your best friends in life, Andrew Meadows. He wanted to make sure he misses you guys dearly.
He's still keeping stats. He just goes back and watches game tape and just keeps y'all stats all the time.
He knows what y'all done in preseason. He knows he already has the stats for today's practice. That's what I heard.
He's a stat man. There's no doubt about that. We put all our film online on this program called Crossover, and they break it down for us. And since his senior year, I've had him listed as one of the coaches, so he can get on there and watch the film. So he still does it. I think he still gets on there and watches a lot of the film. So Andrew's a big fan.
He'll be working in the NBA one day, doing some sort of stat work. Watch it out. Be doing something.
Yeah, I'm going to say nice things about it. He gets in the NBA. Maybe he can send me a sweatshirt or something.
He's going to send me some tickets. We're a bunch of crap as he's giving me on every one of these shows, and we're family anyway, so he's going to send me a season ticket or something.
Let's go ahead and be honest. All the stuff you've said about him, actually, other people's heard. He's just talking crap about you to one other person.
Well, I read it, and that's all that mattered. And I don't remember anything bad I said about him.
We'll go back and get the tapes on his day.
I don't go back and listen to this. Nobody else does it.
Well, boys, what's your plans after school? Dawson, what are you doing?
I plan on going to Tech, maybe going to business, but I'll probably do it with my brother doing air traffic control, maybe go to the Air Force.
Rolling in the money. You're already starting to grow that hair out like William. Next time, if I come back and you got one of those little things in your hair, like a tennis player, he looks like Mark Sanchez and a tennis player mixed. That's who he looks like. I call him Sanchez every time I see him. William's a good dude, man.
What are you doing, Peyton?
I'm attending UT and in sports and business management and just maybe future in coaching.
Yeah. Yeah. You already been up there to UT, or you dressed out in all orange. You been up there to any camps or anything?
Yeah, I went to a baseball camp when I was little.
Yeah.
After that, I just got a lot of games.
Yeah.
Football, basketball.
Go up on the hill.
You get a chip kneecap when he was there playing baseball, did you? That's the worst sounding injury I've ever heard in my life. The oddest injury.
Yeah, but to have it twice. Yeah.
It was weird. Exact same injury. Just
Probably get one of those rocks in the field up there.
I broke my hand. In the same place. Talking about freak injuries. This is completely off subject, but it's I broke my left hand at a cookout one time because somebody threw Jimmy Campbell. You know Jimmy. Somebody threw him in a kiddie pool, and I was helping him out, and they were pushing me in, and I tried to pull a matrix move to avoid getting thrown in the pool, and my hand broke. I hit the ground, and it broke these two bones. The next year, like a year and a half later, we were playing flag football over James and Williams, and I was guarding him, and somehow, this is a freak injury. My two fingers got caught on the waistband of his shorts. How does that happen? And it bent back all the way and broke again. I quit hanging out with Jimmy Campbell 2 times in a row. So what about you? Were you going back to Tennessee too? You're going to Tennessee?
I plan on attending Tennessee, and business management is what I'm really looking forward to. It's kind of a broad field to
go anywhere with that, right?
Plenty of jobs out there after college.
Yeah.
You two boys promised me something. If you go to UT and you come back to Salina, if you're wearing shorts about 8 inches above your knees with them ugly shoes that them boys wear, and little croakies on, don't do the frat boy look in UT. That shouldn't be allowed. If your shorts are shorter than your girlfriend's, you're the girlfriend. Right? So Tyreek, huh?
I was a sophomore in high school. Our basketball shorts were about that short. It's kind of dating myself. John Stockton.
I'm glad that went out of style because I don't have the legs. Did you have the legs for it, Rob?
I said, well, yeah, I did.
Of course I did.
Still do.
You still do?
Don't break them back out.
Well, Tyreek, course, you made the big decision. Everybody's been kind of going back and forth for asking you forever where you gonna go.
Yeah.
How many offers did you have?
10 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so what really made your ultimate decision to go to Indiana State?
I went on a visit there. In Evansville. And I just liked the campus. I hung out with all the guys. I really liked the guys a lot.
I think they got a system that's going to fit you pretty well.
Had a good bond with them and stuff.
They play that fast-paced ball.
Yeah.
Did you get to practice with them?
Oh, I got to scrimmage with them a little bit.
Yeah.
Good out there.
How'd you do?
I did pretty good with them.
Did you dunk on anybody while you was up there?
I tried to.
So they tell you, like, okay, when did they give you the run around, or they tell you, hey, you're going to be a starter from day one, or they tell you you're going to have to earn it, or what they?
They told me I was the work.
You know, there's two different recruiting styles. There's the coach that fills you full of it and tells you, hey, you're going to be the man, and you get there and you're sitting the bench, you know, and then there's the guys that's going to tell you straight up, you know. So that's only 5.5 hours. And I'd say the support system you got going on in Clay County, there'll be several people making that trip, you know, first few years. But so that's the known school for Larry Bird.
Yes.
So when's the last time they made it to the tournament? Do you know? Have any idea?
I can't remember. I think there's been 2 NITs, and they went to the tournament a while back.
I think 2011.
So when's the next time they're going to the tournament?
2018.
Yeah, there you go. Well, let's get to know you a little bit outside of the school and basketball. So, what's your hobbies outside of the ball? What do you get out and do?
I don't do very much.
Well, I don't know about that. Everybody's pointing at you like you do something. You got a hobby somewhere.
Exactly, because 2 days ago I was on Twitter and my phone. He's like, "Hey, bro, how long is this podcast thing?" Like, oh, I'm sorry, Dawson. Like, I'm sorry, I'm taking you away from your Friday evening. You know, we can cut it short.
He had to tell his girlfriend one time.
Yeah.
I do got a girlfriend, but I don't do very much. I just chill, hang out with friends,
Yeah.
play some video games. But
What's your video game of choice?
2K.
I don't even know what that is. NBA 2K. Yeah.
Who you use on that? Warriors,
Bulls
like
are pretty good.
the Bulls,
Yeah, you
like
got
classic
Dwayne.
Bulls.
No, dude,
Stop it! Nobody's playing with the Bulls. You're getting beat if you're playing with the Bulls.
So, who's your favorite NBA basketball player or college, whichever one you watch?
College. My favorite NBA player is D Wade. That's all.
That's your man, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty smooth out there. What do you do, Peyton? What's your hobby after you get out of school?
I play baseball, and then other than that, just hang out with these guys.
Yeah? Y'all pretty tight-knit group outside of here, huh? That's good. It helps the team out, right?
Yeah.
Do you watch basketball often? Who's your player?
I like JJ Redick. He's a shooter like me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I like my own kind of sports.
Yeah?
We don't hear that much.
Yeah.
A lot of JJ Redick fans in the world.
Born Cooper, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I went to school with Jackson. And they moved up.
Yeah, his grandparents are they run a pottery down in North Springs where I live. They run that pottery, I think. Then he went to Cookeville, right? He's a good player, underrated player, but a lot of people don't like those Duke players anyway.
Dude, my team. College.
Bums. Bums.
Well, Tyreek, what do you do outside?
So, yeah, these guys.
That's it? You're basketball to the core, aren't you?
Yeah, so I go on watch basketball at Sports Center.
Yeah? Who's your player?
John Wall.
Yeah? What's your favorite part about him? What's your part of his game?
It's quick.
Yeah?
He can do about anything.
Yeah.
Except make the playoffs in the East, where y'all can make the playoffs.
Yeah. What about you, Brady?
I like to hunt.
You're a hunter, huh? You ever get down on a McFarland and take a big buck?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And watch football every week.
Yeah? That's your game? You don't watch a lot of basketball
I
outside?
watch it some.
Yeah. Who's your football player? Who's your favorite football player?
Well, Herb was this year, but he's kind of breaking down a little bit.
Hey, trade him in.
And I feel like
Man.
I feel like him.
He's my best player. He's my favorite player when he does 200 yards.
You guys doing fantasy football stuff? No. I told this guy it wasn't worth doing. He tried to drag me into it all the time.
I went from 1st to 7th in 2 weeks. My team's falling apart on me. Don't do it. I'm surprised we didn't get a Steph Curry or a LeBron or any kind.
I expected at least one Steph Curry. I just
I
expected.
like Steph Curry, but
Yeah.
I do love Dwayne Wade. I'm a Shaq man, so I'll always be in debt for Dwayne Wade carrying him to that 4th ring. So he definitely got that championship for him.
What about Rob here? What do you do outside of coaching and basketball?
And being what do you do? A lot of modeling.
A lot of leg
Leg
model. Oh, I don't know. My wife and I all of our kids are graduating and going on and doing other things, and so it's just the two of us. We go travel a little bit. We went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a few weeks ago in Cleveland. Mostly, if you ask her what I do, it's just all basketball. But, I think I do some other things too. That's pretty much.
Pretty much it, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a pretty boring guy, really.
Yeah, me too. I like it traveling. We did California last year. That's a good time. Did the coast out there.
We go to the lake some in the summer.
Yeah.
Hang out around the pontoon boat, float around.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
How was was that pretty cool there, Hall of Fame?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's nice. Yeah. It's 4 or 5 hours to go through the whole thing and do it the right way. It's space is pretty limited, so a lot of the folks the Eagles are my favorite group, and they have an area about the size of this table we're sitting at. That's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
If you're a Jimi Hendrix fan, he has an entire room dedicated to him. But,
do the Jimi Hendrix experience, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, boys, we've got to ask you about your about your iPods. About your playlist. What's the songs that y'all got that you wouldn't want anybody else to know about? What's that guilty pleasure you've got on that iPod? You probably got Katy Perry all over, don't you? I do. I like Katy Perry.
I heard that one podcast I went to.
Yeah. What do you got on there?
I got some country music, but I don't listen to much country. I don't listen to much country.
That's not cool when you're in high school. That's like,
Yeah, I would say that's all we listen to now, but here in another 3 or 4 years, that's all you're going to listen to, too. You don't know? Yeah? What you got, Peyton? Yeah?
Yeah, but what's the one?
Yeah,
Everybody's got it, man. You're lying to me if you ain't got that one that, like, when your boys get out of the car, you're like, all right, I've been waiting 2 hours listening to this
I've
song.
just got to hear this one, too.
you got a love song on there, I know.
I don't have a love song.
You are
You play it to your girlfriend. That girl's waiting on you right now. She's just listening to it, waiting for you to get
Is it Boys to Men?
Oh, it's got to be.
On Bended Knee? Yes,
I don't even know who that is.
Well,
Air Supply.
Yeah. No clue, huh? Nothing. You ain't got one song on there you wouldn't want anybody else to hear?
Coach he had moves like Jagger. He said we didn't throw y'all under the bus.
He used to be into that.
Yeah, it was for like an hour. It was actually a long story.
Yeah. What about you, Tyreek? What do you got on there?
We all listen to Kodak.
Who?
Yeah.
He's a new rapper.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah. Say, I don't know.
There's a camera last time.
Yeah. What about you, Braden? I seen you doing a little research over there. How'd that phone?
I'm looking. I don't have anything strange.
Well, I don't know. I think y'all would be surprised. What's strange to us may not be strange to you.
I love those different.
Yeah.
I'm a big Black Eyed Peas.
There you go.
Finally, somebody was man enough to admit something in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Stop. Well, so what can we expect this year? What do y'all think? What's a good projection for you guys? Another state tournament run? Any?
Hope so.
First thing we gotta do is to get the district. We gotta get past district.
So, what do you think? What do you think's gonna be the hardest thing to get you past district this year?
Don't win. You gotta win to get past them.
Yeah, rebuilding that big guy post down there. I mean, is that going to be? Is that where you?
Oh, it's gotta start from the post right there.
Yeah.
How you do you do any work in the post? Much?
We have a couple plays running for me in the post.
You get the smaller guy.
Mismatch or something.
Yeah. So Gavin will be getting a lot of the minutes there, right, Coach?
Oh, yeah, Gavin.
Who's your other big?
Gavin, Jake Ashlock, and Seth will be doing a lot of the beating and banging down there and around the rim. And, like I said, these guys, Dawson gets in there and beats and bangs around a little, and we have a couple things for Tyree, and we feel like we can get him down there and score.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously he's a good rebounder too, so we like to have him close to the basket when we can.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what you've had since, for the last several years here, is there's not a shortage of talent coming up. And even after these guys go on, you've got a lot of exciting talent coming up. So, not a lot of shortage of basketball talent in this town.
No, I've always said I fell into the right place at the right time. I've been fortunate. There's always been good basketball talent around here. And, lots of years made me look a lot smarter than I really am. So I appreciate that. And the guys work hard and have good work ethic and try to get better every day. We have this thing, little saying, you either get better or you get worse every day. There's no staying the same. So we try to get a little bit better every day.
How would you compare last year's team to the state tournament team you had in 06? That big bunch of dumb guys that you had. Love you, boys.
I wish you had sent that question by email. So I
Good you thought about that.
That's my fault. I just started that. Do you like that?
That's a pretty tough question. There were different teams. There were different teams, obviously. The 06 team defensively was better than this team last year or this team coming up, either one. But they had to be because we didn't have the guys that could score. We couldn't score 75 a night on a consistent basis, like I think these guys are capable of doing. So they were a better defensive team. Both teams were full of great guys that were easy to coach and did what you asked them to do, just played their tails off. So there were some similarities and some differences as well. But again, these guys this year, I mean, you ask them what expectations are. With 31 games last year, that's a lot to win. Mm-hmm. I'd love for us to win that many or more again. Mm-hmm. If we do, that's great. And if we don't, that's all right too. But we're gonna have a good time either way. We're going to get out and work hard and get up and down the floor and have fun and we'll be entertaining to watch for sure.
Well, I definitely look forward to it, and we get Lucas out of here.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been to a?
Oh, I come to 2 or 3 games over the course of the last 2 years.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. My wife's grandmother is a Clay County basketball fanatic. She comes out here and she supports y'all from the time the basketball hits the floor, she's out here. And so we come up here a couple times just to watch, but every game that after I watch her, I go see her and she just tells me all about it. She tells me, they played this, they done that, they missed this, they missed that, but boy, they find up winning. It's fun. She's a real fanatic.
Well, I'll be here and thank God that Coach here listened to the Matt Walker podcast, because after Matt's, I said, I don't care who's listening. I said, we've interviewed Rob, we've interviewed Matt. I said, if anybody's listening, I want 2 front row seats padded, center court. I want seats free, and some nachos. And Rob,
the nachos.
I don't need them. But Rob texted me the other day. And he said he had me 2 seats ready, front row, non-padded. Who can we kick out of a seat? Who's the least important season ticket holder to get me a padded seat?
Well, the only padded seats are the ones over there where I sit.
I can sit over there.
Sure. You're welcome to come over and see it if you like.
I bring my nachos.
Bring 2 nachos.
Well, I look forward to it. Hey, Coach Edwards has got to get out here in just a few minutes to head to Peay County watch a football game. Rob, I can't let you out of here without talking about our Titans last night.
Yeah, it's back to being fun to be a Titans fan again.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun to watch.
Well, I'm dragging today. I went down there. We didn't get back to Jackson County until 12:30. I've got about 3 hours, so I'm on a big cup of coffee and 2 rock stars. If I fall out with a heart attack, y'all know what got me. All right,
We'll just move him over and keep going.
Just keep on going. There's nothing you can do. But it's getting back to the good old days where there was probably about 62,000 in there last night, and it was a lot of it blue instead of the opposite team's colors, and there wasn't no Jaguars chants going on. So it's getting back to a little bit of respectability there.
Yeah, I'm pretty loyal to them. I always watch it on TV. I've been to a few games, but they're they're fun to watch. Mariota's fun to watch, and Marco Murray and Big Henry, man, I love watching him get the ball. Even though I've always hated him up to this point because he was at Bama.
Yeah, it's still hard.
You know, I kind of like him now a little bit.
It's nice to have. He just trucked old Jalen Ramsey. You see when he just.
He just ran over.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey's hurting today for sure, but it's good to get back to the days of we had Frank and Eddie, and it was a hard ticket to get in the last few years. I hadn't paid for a ticket in about 3 years.
Right. Well, I said I'd been to a few games, but only for free tickets.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pay to go either, probably.
Well, what we hadn't had is like a marquee name. I love Jake Locker to death, but you had your Locker jerseys, your Michael Griffin, and McCourties, and those are not exactly household names. But now, like I said, you got the NFL leading rusher a couple years ago, a couple Heisman Trophy winners, starting to build some big things up. And thank God, we had the Smurf uniforms on last night, but we didn't have those baby poop uniforms on like the Jaguars had.
Yeah, the honey mustard
Terrible
uniforms. That's what they were calling them on TV. Yeah, those are. Hey, I'm not sure. They do that every Thursday night. Is that what somebody had on like solid red the other night?
Pretty ugly.
They are ugly.
Mickey Ryan, who we had on a couple weeks ago from the Zone, he suggested the NFL, and he's been suggesting it all year, do like a Throwback Thursday where they throw do their throwback uniforms, like a do Oilers or something.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with our baby blues. We're not as bad as a lot of these teams, like I said, like the Jaguars. But it was cool, and it was that place was loud last night. I know every third down, we took our baby first time he'd been to one, and he was, of course, when he wouldn't just gawking at the big screen, he took it in stride because that place is louder than I'd seen it probably 2008 when I went to the playoff game. Probably the loudest I've seen it since last night.
What's your favorite set of those throwback jerseys? What team? I know what mine is. I'm just asking you what yours is. My favorite's the prison uniforms from Pittsburgh. I think those are unique.
Those are unique.
I didn't say they were pretty.
Yeah. I don't know. I hadn't. I'd have to look. I'd have to research that a little bit. I do. I like the Oilers uniforms. I think those are pretty cool. Those with that baby blue. But now I don't know. I hadn't studied them enough to really pay attention. But you probably need to head out, don't you?
Yeah. I'm going to head out so we'll have time to eat somewhere. So that's the most important thing.
Well, yeah. You better get it before you get to Piggy County, because I doubt there's anything there, is there?
There's a Bobcat Den. I think that's about it.
They probably give you food poisoning if you stop in there. So you better.
I'll go in disguise. Appreciate you having me on and these guys here.
We appreciate you boys coming on and talking to us. Good luck next year and the coming years. Hopefully your knees hold out on you. Yeah. Don't be playing any baseball.
Yeah. Not this spring.
I feel like Quentin Moss and William Russell got in a hot tub time machine and sitting around here. Man, this is crazy how much y'all look like.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Hey, we do appreciate it. We're going to hop on these girls, but all you guys, thanks. Good luck. I'll be there, non-padded seats, cheering you guys on, even if I have a blue jacket on. All right.
Don't need to wear that.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, boys.
You're listening to the One Lane Road Podcast with Lucas and DK. You're on social media. Check us out on Twitter at OLR Podcast. Check Dustin's out at DREKennedy_83. You can find my page at LG Hickman21. Look us up on Instagram at OLR Podcast. And you can find our Facebook page and like it at One Lane Road Podcast.
All right, we're on now with the senior girls from Clay County. So, girls, I seen y'all just trouncing the boys in here a while ago with some basketball.
Y'all are taller than the boys, honestly.
Yeah, y'all taller than most of the boys.
Yep,
So
sure
go
are.
ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Peyton McClain. I'm a kindergarten at Twin Smith.
There you go. So,
They are scared to death.
they're absolutely scared to death.
Hey, your coach was a little bit. When we had Matt on a few weeks ago, he was a little timid at first. He was, and y'all wouldn't think that the way he conducts himself on the court. I don't guess, would you?
We call him Scarlet, so that's what we stuck out for that podcast.
Oh, so you did listen, huh?
I'll listen to it.
Good.
I thought he was talking about the boys. Like I said, I thought he was talking about the boys that y'all played with. So y'all are all seniors, and Caitlin, you're coming off of a knee surgery.
Yeah.
Right? What'd you do to the ACL?
Tore my ACL during the first summer game of the season. Been right there since that.
Yeah.
But it's feeling pretty good now,
Yeah.
100%.
My doctors and my therapists are really good, so we're able to come back by Thanksgiving.
Well, good. That's a year-long injury, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what position do you play?
Point guard and every other position on the floor. Last year I pretty much played point guard.
A little bit of everything. What's your specialty? You're a three-pointer? You're a dribbler? What's your
I
specialty?
like defense and I like dribbling.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play setting them up.
You like telling people what to do.
Yes.
Well, how do you? What do you think about Matt's style of coaching? Do you like that type of ball?
Matt's coaching.
Yeah.
Love to run.
Yeah, you like that running a little bit more
Fast, yeah.
fast paced. Yeah. What about you, hon? What's your position?
Okay.
Post player. Yeah. How do you feel about?
She's 6'2".
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think? She's a point guard?
Well, how do you feel about Matt's style of coaching? You like that? You like that running, high, fast pace? So they said there's not generally a lot of post, big moves down there. So, in that fast paced game, what's it feel like to be a post player?
I don't know.
You get a lot of
Rim runs. Scores a lot.
yeah. Do that pick and roll stuff, huh? Yeah.
Did she introduce herself?
Yeah, all of them did.
I forgot already. Sorry. Just making sure we didn't leave your name out. No.
Well, what's your position?
I'm walking around 2 hours a week.
Yeah. What's your favorite position to play?
I really don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite, just like them all? Defense, offense?
Probably offense.
You like the offense. You a three-pointer? You somewhere inside the three-point lane? Inside? You one of them layup shooters, huh? Yeah.
What's the difference in Matt's system and Coach Sims' system? I mean, Coach Sims obviously legend here in Clay County for years and years, and but Matt, really implemented a whole different system and style from Herman Springs, and I know you guys have seen it from Herman Springs since y'all were probably junior high when you came in over there. So, what's the main differences between their coaching styles?
Yeah, the pace.
We set up a play and
No matter we're running all the time and just go to the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And with Sims, we had to
Stop,
set up, and
make X number of passes, and then go on with it.
Did he have a pass count where you had to make so many passes before you, or
just in practice. And then in the games, I think, what was it? Maybe we didn't really have a pass count in games.
just to make sure it's a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember John Denton had that rule. You had to pass so many times.
Yeah, like make 4 passes before you did something.
I came out every time. I done it once, maybe. I think it just shocked him. So,
well, what's your big rivalry? What's your favorite game to play? Yeah, pick it for y'all too, huh? What?
Play a similar style we're going to do this year.
That comes probably a lot from where Matt came from. Where he's from there, and that's where he learned from. So that's where the system came from. So, what about Jackson County? You don't get fired up for Jackson County as much?
Yeah, it's still a rival. It's just not a
Legitimate.
No, it's still I don't want to be like Dawson and say I hate her.
Yeah. Well, do you want us to say it for you?
Pickett County has a crowd always behind them. And we have a crowd too, so it's always really pumped up game there.
Yeah.
I've sat in it, and that's 2 of the most obnoxious fan bases you can. No, I'm just kidding. But they're very passionate. That's what I meant when I said obnoxious. Obnoxious, I meant passionate. That's what I meant.
That game, and I was like, "Oh, sit down."
The game that I was talking about him, it was the Jackson and Clay County game in Macon County at the tournament. And I was like, "Who is this guy?" I was like, "He's wild. He's crazy." But it was I've heard people yell at ball games forever. So, Danny Moore, Brianna's dad, was
pretty big.
Pretty. Oh goodness, he's pretty wild. So once you've lived through Danny Moore, nobody can touch him really. So Petey's dad was pretty wild though. He was giving them the business for sure.
Well, who's y'all's hardest player to guard? If you're really thinking about district ball, who are you looking out for?
I think both are sharpshooters. She's from Pickett County,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she committed to Trebek. I know other than that,
Most of the others going to be kind of hard to.
Who's that?
Clark Rain, 6'4".
Oh,
that's all you right there.
Yeah.
She's committed to MTSU.
Yeah.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, 6'4". That's a.
I wish I was 6'4". I can imagine.
Hit her nose.
You gonna make them double team, or can you handle it, Kenna? Just give her a little forearm in the back, you know.
Yes.
Pinch
Shove her
her,
down
pinch
or
her love handle a little bit. Just pull her shorts. Well, you're gonna have to, like I said, in the system, and I guess he's got y'all pressing like hardcore nonstop.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Love the presses.
Yeah.
Until he's calling the press when you're supposed to be the girl on top and you're at half court. He's yelling, "Hey, why ain't you up there?"
Yeah. I know you said you guys listened to the podcast, but I remember when I refereed back 2 or 3 years ago, and Hermit Springs boys were already a more superior team. I think they were playing like, I don't know, what's that, Pleasant Shade maybe, or somewhere, some little gym where you can't step anywhere and you'll be out of bounds, one of those little small. Yeah, one of those. And they were up like 30. 2 minutes in the second quarter, and he's still like yelling because they're not, like, why aren't you on the press? I was like, dude, you're up 30. And it's like you said on the podcast, he's like, well, second quarter is way too early to quit pressing.
Yeah.
So,
what do you feel like the strongest part of your game is? You in particular?
Defense.
Defense. Is that you individually, or is that you as a team?
I think that's individually.
Yeah, defense. What about you? You're a defensive player too.
You ever bring any of that tough Union Hill? Do you ever just foul the fire out of somebody?
Yeah.
You're not there to let that Smith loose just all over somebody.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, defensively, it's nice to have a good offensive game. But defensively, you can take more pride in that, knowing, you got somebody who's coming in averaging 15, 10, 15, 20 points or whatever. You lock them down, and, So I can see what you guys are saying about defensively. It's always a good challenge when you got somebody coming in and if they're coming in averaging 18, you hold them to 7 or 8. You can hang your hats on that. And everybody really loves it. Being a blue collar town like Solana is. I mean, if you see somebody just busting their butts, how you're diving on balls and locking up somebody, you're going to get. Even if you're kind of a garbage player, and by garbage I'm not meaning by bad player, but if you don't have a role per se on the team. But you come in, you're grabbing rebounds, you're diving out of bounds for balls and stuff like that, or you're blocking shots, you're going to become a fan favorite. I remember that kid right there, that big redheaded kid last year. Hey, he didn't play a lot, but he did give it a lot when he got out there, and he blocked a shot. I remember last year he blocked somebody's shot and he hustled. I mean, he didn't play a lot, but he hustled. I remember him blocking a shot and like flexing his muscle to the crowd. And everybody went crazy. I was like, come on now.
Yeah. So what do y'all still need to work on? Where do you think your weak points are going to be coming up?
Should we release that to everybody? I don't know. I guess we're still transitioning into his style of play versus
Coach Sam.
Yeah. And we've got to get that out of your head. Don't slow down. Doesn't matter if you.
Yeah.
So other than you three, who are some other featured players on the team this year we can look forward to?
Jennifer and Taylor Strong and Mackenzie North.
And then we have 2 girls that didn't get to see a lot of floor time last year, and that was Cara and Maddie. And they're scary. Mm-hmm. They're scary because you never see them coming. They're so fast, and they're
Who's Cara?
Cara Butterworth.
I don't know who that is, but
she didn't see a lot of floor time.
And Maddie's this one over here.
Yeah, Maddie's
patiently waiting for y'all to get out of this interview. I did referee her a lot at the Hermit Springs little junior pro leagues. Feisty. You had like 17 fouls per game. Yeah, look at her. She looks mean right there. Just sitting there. But she never would foul out. She's slick enough that she would always catch us with her, I'd be.
You little. You can't see her coming.
Well, I'd be looking at the play, right, and then I turn my back for a second. Then I look back at the play, and the person's on the floor, and she's got the ball coming the other way. I don't know if you push them right in the bag when I wasn't looking or what.
Those are sharp.
Yeah. Well, Jada, she comes from basketball royalty. Kind of, her parents are both. I don't know if royalty is the right word, but I know her. I played with her dad in an alumni game over here, and he's still pretty good for the limited minutes he wanted to play, and I know their mom is too. So, was she the leading scorer for you guys last year?
Yeah.
So,
what was your big game last year? Was you
personally or as a team?
Well, personally.
I don't think I really have a personal game.
What was your favorite game then?
Pickett County, at Pickett County, probably.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a theme here.
I am too. I see this rivalry kind of popping its head here.
Do you want to go ahead and be like Dawson did and throw Pickett? You just go ahead and say I hate Pickett County right here?
No, we don't hate Pickett County. I love to play Pickett County there.
Because you hate them.
No.
Well, what's your plans after high school? What are y'all getting ready to do? You going off to college somewhere? Or? Nobody knows. No. Nope. Are you?
Physical therapy or
All of you doing it? What? Do y'all know what school you're going to try to go to?
I'm thinking about tech and then trying somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tech's got a pretty good nursing program up there. Well, I don't guess that would be technically nursing if you're going to do physical therapy.
Physical therapy program.
Yeah.
Stay there for a while.
Yeah.
That's close to home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a nice place to be. Nice place to be. You, what type of nurse you want to be, huh?
Registered nurse.
Oh, you want to be a full-blown RN? That's a tall order right there, ain't it? Yeah. Well, there you go.
Rolling in the money.
Yeah.
Look at her. I can't believe somebody who runs their mouth as much as you do has been as bashful. Your face is red. Hey, it is. It's awkward, isn't it? A little bit. Well, thanks. I think I have a little more personality now, but I appreciate it. Well, girls, I appreciate us.
Yeah. Thanks for sitting in with us. Thanks for.
No, it was last minute.
No. Before you go, we need to know what y'all's iPod song is that y'all don't want anybody to know about.
That's my kid. I kind of know my songs. They're about. Y'all know what's coming up for her.
What's that? You don't have the one on your own iPhone, iPod that you wouldn't want everybody else to know about?
My range from country to AC/DC to rap to anything.
No songs in particular?
Her. She has one black train. Josh Turner.
Do you sing it in that baritone voice of his?
I try.
Do you?
You gonna go ahead and sing a little bit of it right now? You probably got something that somebody from Union Hill sung on yours, don't you? You got something your uncle or your daddy one sung, just list it over them? No, okay. All right, well, girls, we appreciate y'all being on. Good luck in the coming years. Thank you very much, girls.
I know it was very last minute, so.
Yeah, y'all are good sports. We appreciate it. All right, thanks.
Just a reminder, if you guys are on social media, check us out on Twitter at OLR Podcast. Check Lucas out at LG Hickman 21 and myself at DRE Kennedy _83. You can find us on Instagram at OLR Podcast. And on Facebook, we encourage you to like our page, The One Lane Road Podcast.
All right, everybody. That was the Clay County seniors, boys and girls.
Yeah, they did a very good job to be as nervous as they was. Those girls scared to death, weren't they?
They
come in.
Did a real good job. They were scared.
They did. They pulled it off well, and the boys did a good job. Everybody, I think it's a little bit of nerves with everybody. Not, they don't really know us all that well for the most part. We're coming into Rob's classroom here and interviewing with them, and but.
That was nice of to let Rob let us use the room and everything like that, And I think having Rob in here really, loosened the boys up and everything.
Yeah, I'd say so. It was they were a little bit more coached and rehearsed.
Yeah.
As what they kind of knew what they were coming into. It was kind of a deal. And Rob, when we got here, Rob just said, "Hey, would you like to interview the girls also?" So of course we're gonna, do it for both teams and.
And we really appreciate that, and I think everybody's, going to benefit from getting to know these boys out here too. They're going to get to really know some of their personality and know what they're doing this coming year whenever they're out here running up and down the court.
Hey, and Rob just texted me, said that the boys just told him they really liked being on the show and they wouldn't mind coming on again. So maybe we'll do a little mid-season report with them.
Yeah, that'd be good.
See what's going on and. Hey, I can't wait. This is a really young and exciting team coming up, and it's going to be some exciting things over here if we can find the seats. And luckily, I've conned them into two.
Good deal.
So anyway, for the week, you had anything going on much this week?
No, not a whole lot. They had a pretty exciting week at work. Probably don't need to Probably don't need to expand too much on that, but I had a pretty exciting work week this week. Glad I got to actually be here today to do this.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a real exciting one.
I'm about tired of your job. I've said that 100 times.
Yeah, it's a time-consuming job.
Yeah. Well, if we talked about it, Shane would be disappointed in us.
Yeah.
Shane said he loved that we didn't talk about the work-wise. And I was disappointed in my work that I was there all day today.
Yeah. By yourself almost, wasn't you?
Almost, yeah. It was, nobody, I like to get a full check-in, obviously.
Yeah.
But with 92.3% of the plant's gone and there's 10 of you left.
Hard to be there.
Well, it is. And like I said, we went to the game last night.
Yeah.
I tell you, if you need to get a chance to look on Facebook, those pictures of Bayless, just how they were giving us the blue flame heads last night.
Yeah.
He was just, or I could just show them to you like anybody else would. There was a foot and a half from me. I may show them to you so you ain't got to get on Facebook.
Right.
But it was big time. It just that's the first time we'd all four been together at the game, and of course Waylon loves going. And
he's gonna be there for football and sports just like you are.
Oh yeah. I get tired of hearing about it, man.
Yeah.
I'm basketball to the core, man, and I'm like, dude, can we quit talking about basketball for
just 30
seconds? They quit flipping that.
I seen him flipping the bottle. What is this bottle flipping game?
Parents everywhere, we have to unite. We have to unite together and stop this bottle flipping. It is the ungodliest, ridiculous, most stupid, most annoying, over the top, idiotic.
I watched a video of Waylon flipping a bottle for about 20 seconds the other day. Didn't even let up.
I like to swat every now and then. Like I won't put it on Facebook so people won't judge me for being a bad parent. But every now and then he'll have one there and I'll swat it at him hard, like Matumbo on him.
Right in his face.
I can't stand it.
Stop it.
I hate it, and I really didn't know how big of a deal it was. Like all his, like I was coaching the other day, and I can't remember if I covered this the other day or not, but I was getting ready to hold our practice down there. Drew was out, the head coach. And the boys were like flipping behind it, I'm letting it go on for a few minutes. And after 15, 20 minutes, all 11 of them was doing it. I said, stop with the bottles. My God. I mean, these kids have like hundreds of dollars of electronics at home.
And they're flipping bottles.
It's like the equivalent of buying a 3-year-old whatever toy, and they're playing with the box, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's just
the bottle of water you're about going to get to know.
Yeah, and I was complaining about it at a Lindsay's family get together. Me and Heather and Joe and whoever else was talking about it. And then the very next day, Waylon just happened to be doing it, and I was laying in the recliner. I was like, "This is a good opportunity to record that guy." I record a lot of random stuff around the house. Yeah. Dang near should have a reality show. Some of the stuff that the stuff me and Lindsay go on about, and with Waylon, and I felt the compassion from all other parents. It's like every county around. There's like people in other states saying, "Dude, my kid does that too." It's like you almost DCS needs to be called because I just want to shake my kids sometimes. I want to shake kids when I see them. Oh God, it's just stop, kids.
Well, tell me about the Titans game. You went down there last night, won a game. I mean, like you said, they beat Jacksonville, but
it's
still a win, right?
Everybody's like, dude, it's just the Jaguars, but we're just the Titans. If we've won 5 games in 2 years, so we're at 4, 4-4 in the worst division in football. I mean, that's not. We can sneak in the playoffs. I say we like I'm
I see you out there throwing towels after that.
Yeah. It's gonna get hard. That's what sucks. Is like I was telling Mickey Ryan. It's just I've been to so many games now. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard as they build it, but I will take that. It's so hard to sit there and try to support a team that's been so bad, but they're on the upswing, like we said. And
any standout plays? I mean, how did Mariota do anything?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like people live so much in the moment on what somebody does now. Like he had a bad game last week, and they're like, "What's wrong with Mariota? What's wrong with Mariota? Is he the right player for this team?" He comes out last night. It's like 18 for 22. I forget how many yards he threw for, but I mean he missed 4 passes, and a couple of those were just throwaways because he had nowhere to go. So now everybody's like, "Oh, he's the best young football quarterback prospect in the NFL."
Right.
People are so. It's kind of the equivalent of to kind of get off subject for a second, but. Like Kevin Durant, jumping to the Warriors. They get beat by 29 points in game 1 of the season. And I'm on Twitter the other day, and Sports Nation, or one of those early morning shows from ESPN says, Kevin Durant make the Warriors worse. I tweet them back. I was like, it's one game.
One game.
Can the media not over exaggerate everything.
Worst decision of his life.
Yeah.
Brought the team to nothing. Yeah.
I mean, and that's what they're going to be.
Yeah.
Going 73-9 last year, every time they lose, they're going to be ridiculed and questioned for did they make the right decision bringing another superstar on board and whatnot. But now getting back to last night, like what me and Rob was talking about, I mean, Derrick Henry, it was basically a thing where they've been using DeMarco Murray, who's a stud running back. But they've been just, wearing him out. And, you got a guy that's as big as Derrick Henry and is a Heisman Trophy winner. Why not use him more? He played 6 snaps against the Colts. 6 snaps. So I think the carries last night was 21-16 DeMarco. And Henry's just out there trucking people.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't like in what Rob said, he touched on just because he's an Alabama boy, that he didn't really, like, it's understandable for a Tennessee fan not to like an Alabama. But I lost a little respect. A friend of mine went over there by the players' lot as he was leaving. I lost a little bit of respect for Derrick Henry if his story is true, and I don't see why he would lie. He said there were some fans, younger fans, even adults, yelling, Derrick, sign an autograph, blah, blah. Of course, we were already gone. And he stops dead in his tracks. He never usually acknowledges fans. He stopped dead in his tracks, apparently now, supposedly, and said, y'all quit yelling my name like you know me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's what keeps him in the limelight there, the spotlight, than people knowing him each week.
It's a little disappointing.
A little disrespectful to the fan base there, too.
Yeah, and some of those guys go a little overboard and stuff with some of the fans that I've seen down there. There's some guys that can go overboard with these guys. But, I don't know if he needs just to be, he's young.
Right.
If he needs to be humbled or what. But take, for example, Eddie George was there last night as the 12th man. They've got him on the NFL Network truck doing interviews, and he acknowledged a bunch of people, signed a bunch of autographs. And if he's not the greatest Titan of all time, he's 1B.
Yeah.
Who do you like better, McNair or Eddie? So if a guy that rushed for 10,000 yards, was Pro Bowler, went to the Super Bowl, if he could be cool,
this guy.
Stop there. Stop being a jerk, and that's gonna. I don't want to root for somebody that's like that. And that just goes to show you when I had those on the field passes from DeAndre's Mount, and I yelled at Henry to get a picture with Waylon. He never said anything to me. He never even said nothing to Waylon. He took the picture, frowned, and went in the dressing room. Just kind of a jerk. So I'll root for him because I'm a Titans fan. But
what about this Cubs Indians? You keeping up with baseball in it?
I am so pissed off at the Cleveland Indians.
I mention them all the time. I haven't seen him play once yet.
It's ridiculous. If you're the Cleveland Indians, right, and the Cubs, but if the Cleveland Indians had the home field advantage. And neither one of us are baseball fans.
Yeah,
let's anybody listening. We're not trying to break out stats or give our World Series projections. We're going to be being completely, just off the wall here. If you're the Cleveland Indians and that movie franchise exists, is one of the most popular sports movies. I don't care what past personal problems he's got. You got to bring Wild Thing Ricky Vaughn.
You got to let him throw that first pitch out anyway.
Come on, Cleveland Indians, Bush League. But how cool would that have been? See?
Oh, it would have been awesome. They and to have had that opportunity. And I just missed it. And he wanted to do it, and then just because of what's happened over the last 2 or 3 years, they've all of a sudden decided it's not relevant to do anymore.
Yeah, well, relevant, I don't know, would be just when you're come out and you're cracked out the way Charlie Sheen was.
But
you're the Cleveland Indians. You're probably not going to come back to the World Series for another.
How long has it been since they've been to the World Series?
Somebody's going to beat us up.
50s, I don't know.
48 years, something for 1940. I don't know, and I honestly don't care. I know Wild Thing Ricky Vaughn should have been our Pedro Serrano. He needs to quit those all state insurance commercials.
Get out there with his bat.
I love that. Is there a better sports movie than Major League?
I've never seen it. Sure, got Wesley Snipes out there running bases.
I think my favorite 3 sports movies are Major League. I don't know, so many good sports movies, but White Men Can't Jump was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then Blue Chips, obviously, because Varsity Blues, Old Gridiron Gang. There's so many good sports movies. But anyway, I think definitely you drop the ball. I hope the Cubs win just for that reason. They're not. I mean, they're down 0-2, I think, right?
I don't have any idea.
So, I think that's the case.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a couple quick shout outs from last night. My buddy, if he listens to the podcast, I don't know if he does or not, but Carlos Huesca, my buddy from Clarksville, does a lot of Titans things with us. He gave us our seats last night.
Yeah.
So, because they weren't going cheap for Thursday Night Football. So, thank you, buddy. Had a good chance to hang out with you. Then also, another guy listens to the show, and I didn't know that he listened, but Chris Schrader. He plays a lot of music down on Broadway. He does the Lower Broadway gig where he's playing at Legends Corner a lot. I met him through Amber Harding, who does the social media coordinator for the Titans. That's actually her boyfriend. I was able to meet him a couple times, and he texted me up before halftime. He's like, "You never did holler before the game." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Let's go out here and have a celebratory meeting at halftime."
Yeah.
So thank you, Chris Schrader. And anybody wants to follow him, it's Chris Schrader Music on every social media. If you're down in Nashville, check him out for sure. I watched some of his videos. I haven't caught him live yet, but he said he loves what we're doing on here, and he thinks it's cool that we're doing it. So he listens. He was getting. I didn't know that he listened. He started quoting some of the stuff that I said. Yeah. How the heck do you miss Red Bowling, that podcast? He listened to that one. So, Chris, appreciate if you're still listening. And everybody go give him a follow.
Yeah, and go out and give us a follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at OLR Podcast or One Lane Road Podcast, depending on which piece of social media you're on.
Yeah, I like to. I'm always on social media. I help run a lot of our sites. Lucas is on there, and get us some feedback. I try to fire y'all up the other night and ask who was going to watch the NBA season opener or World Series, and whole Rinks jumped on me. He said, "Is this a real question?" And, I know it's World Series time, but a lot of NBA followers too. So
yeah.
And Rob, hey, we forgot Rob's shirt. I brought Rob's shirt, and we forgot
to give it to him.
So
had to head off to Pekin County before you got his shirt.
Anyway, you got anything else to throw in this week?
That's all I got, brother.
We'll be coming at you again next week. Pretty early. This is probably hit you up on
probably on Wednesday night.
Back to the regular scheduled program on Wednesday night.
I had to augment the schedule a little bit to get these boys in here. But
Rob Edwards just texted me back and said I had Clay County hats for both of you. You can run off. I ain't wearing it unless it's got purple on it.
It wouldn't have been big enough to fit my head anyway. All right, everybody. We appreciate you listening.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Rob.